We are talking about success. Everybody wants to succeed.
Oh, yes.
Life can be monotonous when we find ourselves in one place. I do see some people sometimes, I call it motion without movement. It can be frustrating.
Yeah.
You know, there is nothing like moving forward. Even God told the children of Israel, said, Moses, tell my people that they should go forward. Life is all about moving forward. If you can't fly, at least run.
Run.
If you can't run,
Crawl
or make a step.
Walk,
just push yourself to the next level. But do it, innovatively. Do it in the right way. You mustn't push yourself by all means. Life is not that way. Life is systematic in nature, all right? Those who make staircase ask you to put one step after the other. There's a reason for that. When they ask you to mark time, they tell you left, right. That's a reason for movement. That's a reason for success. So success has been generally or variously described as achieving your desired goal.
Okay.
That's a desired goal. That's something you have in mind. As a family man, this is the kind of family I want to have when I grow up. This is what I want to do. I want to be a global citizen, with expression in this and that. I want to be a teacher. I want to be a doctor. I want to be a lawyer, engineer, whatever. You have a desired goal or intentions you want to do. That is a purpose where you came out on this earth. It's not just to suck in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. That's not why you are here. There's a reason why you are here. There's far more things you want to achieve. Perhaps you want to have a good marriage, have wonderful kids, who are raised in the fear of God, who are going to give you joy at old age. This could be all your desires. Perhaps you want to build a company, small scale industry, whatever it is you want to build, and that you'll be proud of that. Look, I've been able to raise a brand for myself. And you look back and say, okay, this is awesome. I was able to put up this. Perhaps a technological innovation, like what is happening in Dr. Save a Life Foundation. That is a success story, if you ask me, all right? So success is, described as achieving your desire. Don't forget that part, desired goals or intention, all right? I read a place in the scriptures that called my attention, Ecclesiastes chapter 6. Good news is going to help us today. I want to... good news, Ecclesiastes chapter 6. All right, we look at both success and family. What do you really call? Let's begin with the family, since I said we're not going to go out of the family, even though we're gradually going into business and the rest of them. So we look at that Ecclesiastes chapter 6. What is actually success? We said it's achieving desired goals, something that gives you joy, something that you could look back and say, and some other person said success is minimizing error. Different definitions. All right, is it minimizing error? Okay, some other person say achieving the purpose of existence, because there's a reason why you are here. I do tell people your life should be purpose driven, not program driven. Even the churches, most churches are program driven. They believe that what tells them that they are doing this thing is by having 24 hours program. You could be program driven, but you're not purpose driven. All right, so but life is more intentional when it is purpose driven. So let's look at what the scripture says from verse 1 to 3.
Ecclesiastes 6.
Yeah, good news.
Good news. All right, let me get the good news translation. 1 to 6. 1 to 3. I have seen another evil. Under the sun.
Under the planet.
And it weighs heavily on mankind.
Yes.
God gives some people wealth, possessions, and honor, so that they lack nothing with their heart's desires.
So the first of all, say God gives some people what? Wealth.
Possessions.
They have wealth. Okay, so they have possessions,
and
properties.
Honor.
They have even honor. So in their very villages, they're giving chieftaincy titles. They have degrees and all kinds of honors, all right? Honorary award and whatever. But that's some of the definitions he gave there. Yeah.
So that they lack nothing in their heart's desire.
This person doesn't lack anything. He could flip a finger, anything he wants comes around, okay? Even power. But what happened? Yes.
But God does not grant them the ability to enjoy that.
That's not success for me. You have the money, you can't eat it. You're not even healthy. That's why we are getting closer to that when we say there are things that makes people rich. And I say money is number one. Okay, so you have all the money, but you don't have the power to eat it. You're on tube. You're on life support machine, but even the machine, you have them 12. You can afford them, but they are still life support machine. Even if you have them 15. All right? It's still there. That's the point. You have the cars, you can't drive them. So you have about 50 drivers. because you can't even handle them. So he has not given you the power. That's power to enjoy. That's part of success. It's not the amount of wealth you have. We have to understand it from that perspective. Finish it up, okay?
It says, and strangers enjoy them instead.
You have this money, but strangers are enjoying it. Do you call it success? That must be something that is not adding up in your life. You don't have peace of mind. You have the most expensive waterbed anybody can think of. You imported it from whatever in the world. You flew it in on private jet, but you can't sleep on it. That's something wrong. That's not success for me. You have the biggest mansion, but you can't even walk on it.
There's no peace in your
home. There's no peace in your home. That's why he's saying, but strangers, people could come in and if somebody could just sit on that bed, he would doze off. But you are turning from one angle to the other.
Oh, they step into your house and they think this is paradise.
Oh my God, this is paradise. But they don't know that the person there is crying every day. And as a woman, you cry every night. Finish it up what he said there.
It says, this is meaningless.
This is meaningless.
A grievous evil.
A grievous evil. That's to verse 3, right?
Verse 3 says, a man may have 100 children.
A man may have, that's another definition of success. You have
100 children.
You know, a lot of people said, I'm not having kids. So am I successful? Look at the one that has 100. Congratulations to him. Boys, girls, whatever. They're all there. 100 children, yes.
And live many years.
And this time around, we're no longer talking about life expectancy. You are hitting 80. But what happened?
Says, yet no matter how long he lives.
No matter how long he lives.
If he cannot enjoy his prosperity.
If he cannot enjoy his prosperity.
And does not receive proper burial.
In fact, I have seen cases where even the man was flipped out of his casket. Because the children were fighting not just over position, over authority, over inheritance, because he left inheritance, no legacy. That is not success for me.
Success. It says that I say that a stillborn child is better off than
That's a horrible description. A child that died in the womb is better than that so-called multi-billionaire. That doesn't seem like success to me. No. Romans chapter 8 verse 28. We're just trying to put an introduction to it.
Romans 8:28.
Yes. Romans chapter 8 verse 28. We're actually trying to put the definition to this success. Yes. Let's look at from verse 28. How do you see success? What do you call success? What is success to you? Yes.
Romans 8:28. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him.
And we know that God works together for the good of those who love him. Your life is not a coincidence. Go ahead.
Who have been called according to his purpose. For those God foreknew, he also predestined to be conformed to the image of his Son, that he might be the firstborn among many brothers and sisters. And 30 says, and those he predestined, he also called. Those he called, he also justified. Those he justified, he also glorified.
I do tell people, if you have not been justified, wait a minute, God is working behind the scene. There's something about God pulling strings behind the scene concerning your life. As much as we're talking about success, I still want to let somebody know there is hope for you. If you don't give it up at this stage, believe it. That's what solution journalism is all about, to give you hope. That as long as you are in the program of God, all right, he preordained that something is going to come out of it. He said, to those he called, he also justified. You're not justified by your fellow men. And to those he justified, he glorified. The end point is what we're talking about. Part of what I'm going to look at is the guidance or the guidelines towards good success, all right? But before I do that, I don't know why I'm touched this morning. Get the book of Jeremiah for me before we go there.
Okay.
There's been this issue of complaint about women and their children. My children are giving me heartache. My kids are breaking my heart.
Jeremiah what?
Jeremiah chapter 31 from verse 15 to 17. I don't know who this prayer is for. I just want to use this Jeremiah to pray for you. Whose children, whose son? You believe you have all the money in the whole world, but you don't have peace. We're talking about success both in the family and your company. And these things work together. And where are the family values? I was telling somebody recently, I think that was last night when I was addressing the people online. I told them, did you notice during the COVID, the first thing they stopped was the church? After they shut the company. There was just one institution they didn't shut down, the family. They shut down every other institution and asked them, go home and fortify the family. In fact, at that point, there were some men that have never been with their wives before. That first...
Now they had to not realize who they married.
I watched something last night. The children were doing game. And one told this thing, they said, answer this. They asked the dad, please choose this option. Option A, to be quarantined with mom for the whole day. Option B, say B. And they said, we have not even said.
Whatever the other option is, I take it.
Honestly, it was so fun.
I will be quarantined here with her.
Has marriage gone this bad? They just said, option 1, to be quarantined with mommy for the whole day. Option B, say B. He said, we have not even said.
You don't even know what B
We have
is.
not even said whether B is to kill you. He said B.
I'll take B, whatever it is.
And the woman was just looking at him and said, I don't blame you. Yeah, there are some women that are going through headache and heartache because of their children, their first sons, their daughters. You might be the one listening to me now and like, you don't even know what I'm going through. I may not know what you're going through, but I serve a God who understands everything you're going through. The book of Jeremiah chapter 31 from verse 15 said something.
31:15 from the book of Jeremiah. The Lord says, a sound is heard in Ramah,
A sound is heard in Ramah.
the sound of bitter weeping.
A sound of bitter weeping.
Rachel is crying for her children.
It might be that
gone.
Rachel that is crying for your son. I said some time ago here, I'm going to talk about the first son, but that's not going to be another topic.
The first son.
Yes, the challenge of the first son is going to be a different topic altogether. Because I discovered the first son of Abraham wasn't Isaac. It was Esau. There was something wrong with that guy. Okay, so we leave Esau alone, we go to Isaac, that became the promised child. Who was the first son of Isaac? Somebody will tell me, who? The first son of Abraham was Ishmael, sorry.
Was Ishmael,
It was Ishmael, not Isaac. That guy was so troublesome that he ended up in the forest. In fact, any person he lays hands, and so many other custody today, we are still having problem with Ishmael in the Middle East and or whatnot. You come down to Isaac, who said was a promised child. So, who was the first son of
Esau.
Esau? Somebody that could sell his father's property because of a piece of meal. He didn't make it. That's something about these four sons. Okay, you leave Esau and go to Jacob, okay? The first son of Jacob, Reuben. Somebody, the father said, you shall not excel. You see, you will never excel. What is these things about the first son till Jesus came as the first begotten son to correct something? So many first sons are struggling. I'm going to be organizing a program, perhaps at the end of the month. I'm looking at it for not just the first ones, for the younger ones. So you better be in the company. You keep seeing them, man, I don't know what is wrong with him. I'm trying everything. They are struggling with things they don't even know. It's biblical. There's a line of challenge for the first sons that need to be spiritually re-addicted. So the Rachels are still crying in their homes, especially the moms. You know, sometimes the dad is like, I think I've spoken enough. It's your business. Go end your life for all I care. Not the woman who carried
For 9 months.
For 9 months. She won't give up. That's why the cry is there. But that's a prayer for you. Keep reading.
Rachel is crying for her children. They are gone. And she refuses to be comforted.
She refused to be comforted because they are gone. These children are gone. Parents can't find them. I don't even know what he's doing. He's in court. I don't even know what he's doing. He's smoking his life away in one club or the other. This thing you are living is not life. The next thing they say, get a life partner. For what?
When you don't have a life.
When you don't have a life. You wake up in the morning, you start with alcohol. Wasting your life? Parents are crying. A mother is crying somewhere. I know sons who comes back and beat up their mom and walk away. Beat up their dad. And they can't even help it. So the woman like Rachel is crying. Yes.
It says in 16, stop your crying.
Again.
And stop your crying.
That's the Lord speaking. Stop your cry now. I'm bringing that scripture for that woman that is listening to me. Stop your crying. I know your heart is heavy. I know you're weeping. Stop your cry.
Stop your crying. Wipe away your tears.
Wipe away your tears.
All that you have done for your children will not go unrewarded.
Hallelujah. All that you have done for your children, because we give all to them. The Lord said He knows you are doing a lot for them. He will not go unrewarded.
They will return from the enemy's land.
Most of them are under the grip and shackles of the enemy. This is not ordinary. We missed it when we left legacy and gave them inheritance. The enemy took over. As I speak to you now, the prisons are overflowing. What is happening to the young men of our society? What is happening? Last night we were talking about the boys, because they brought issue of rape. Before we begin to talk about rape, let's talk about how we are raising our boys.
Our boys.
Why are they filling the prisons like arrows? Who are the bows that is giving them direction? Who is giving them velocity? Who is giving them speed? Who is putting up displacement and determining where they're going to fall? No wonder they are falling in crack homes, falling in prison yards, because they didn't have mentors who will mentee them. They didn't have fathers who will give them direction. This is the promise of God today. They will come back from the enemy's grip.
Amen.
We are talking to that one now that believe that life is jumping from one bush to the other, killing and maiming and doing all manner of things, raping, causing all kinds of problems for the parents and giving heartache to them. No. He says, don't worry, they will return. Our prayer today is that every child, every home that is having a problem child, that is not at home, never part of what the family progress is all about. All he or she does is come back home, sell the father's property, use this to smoke and run away. They will return. They will return. We speak to them, we address them in every home. You will return. You will return back to your senses. You return back to mannerism. You return back to discipline. You return back to gather yourself. This is not you. They will return from the enemy's camp.
There is hope for your future.
There is hope for your future.
Your children will come back home.
They will come back home.
I, the Lord, have spoken.
Not me. They will come back. So I'm speaking to that woman that is still crying. Wipe your tears. To that man that is, well, enough. The Lord has spoken this morning. They will come back home. That your son will come back. That your daughter is not gone yet. It's not missing. That one that is kidnapped, even that is in the enemy's camp, he will come back. She will come back in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Guidance to good success. Is there anything like bad success? Because I had good success. So let's look at Joshua chapter 1.
Joshua chapter 1.
Verse 8. Joshua chapter 1 verse 8. Is there anything like good and bad success? Because somebody will say I succeeded. Is there a good one you had? All right.
Bad success. Joshua 1:8. Be sure that the book of the law is always read in your worship.
This book of the law, let's take it in King James Version and see what it tells us, because I love what that version talks about. Yeah.
Joshua
1:8, yes.
King James Version.
Remember what we're talking about now? We're looking at it from the kingdom principles. We've already established this when we hear kingdom principles.
This book of the law.
This book of the law
shall not depart out of thy mouth.
You know, somebody told me the other day, I keep my Bible under my pillow. That's not what he's talking about. It's not going to do nothing for you. We do a lot of funny things. I put my sticker on my gas. It didn't stop. Stop all this nonsense you people do. Go refill your gas if it's finishing if you don't want to put yourself in trouble. I put my Bible on my...
The sticker is replenishing it.
I put my Bible on my what they call it? Dashboard. My fuel didn't finish. Wait until your engine knock when you didn't see the sign. You now learn your lesson. That's something that book will do for you if you don't read it. That is the Logos. That's the Rhema. When I begin to talk about kinds of knowledge, we begin to look at the Gnosis, we begin to talk about the Genesco, we begin to talk about the Idol, we begin to talk about the Epignosis, kinds of knowledge and how they come. Alright? There are certain knowledge you need that can be something like Epignosis, the practical knowledge that brings a difference in your life. If you like, go and carry a Bible that is as big as a car, put tire on it and be driving about. You still be walking in ignorance. You need the Rhema when you get it from the Logos. We should stop all this nonsense. When those people came, I put the Bible on my head and that happened and that happened. What kind of rubbish are you doing?
The Bible is like a charm.
People okay, that's why I told people, I say, in nowadays, if it's in the morning time, Jesus may not have been crucified with a cross, because that period was a period they use. Maybe one of these days will handle religion. Yeah. I'm sure today people would have been, because now they use drum and gun. So some people would have been hanging drum on their neck anywhere they are going. But that's the truth. You don't understand the one that hung on the cross and are carrying cross about. So we do a lot of things we don't even know how they come out. Some people would have
been carrying. Like you said, it's religion.
It's religion, and that's why I say religion is dangerous. It's dangerous. This book of the law shall not depart out of
thy mouth.
Yes.
And thou shalt meditate
Thou shalt meditate The book of, I think 1 Timothy 15 talks about if you continue to meditate on these words and give yourself wholly to it, you will see evidence. Meditation means think about it. If you believe it, think about it. People don't read the word today. They're into all kinds of funny things. That's why they come to church. They said, does he do miracle? If you go to the book of Revelation, it talks about the spirit of the devil working miracles.
Yeah.
It's in the book of Revelation. And people now end up in deceit. He's talking about this book of the law shall not depart out of it, shall continue to meditate. Meditation is an inner, internal thoughts towards what you are reading. Is this true? Yes, it's true. I believe that this can happen to me. I believe that I could have transformation through this. Meditate, that's one.
Shall meditate therein day and night.
Day and night. If you can try it as much as possible, yes.
That thou mayest observe to do according to
so
all
one
that
of thing is to meditate
therein.
on it and you don't believe you're not even doing, because one thing is to meditate, another one is
To practice.
to practice what you're reading. All right, to practice what you are reading. Then what did he say?
For then thou shalt make the way way prosperous.
For then thou shalt make thy way prosper. You make thy way, not other people's way. You it's in your hands. Not in any prophet's or pastor's hands. If you can do this, you will make your way prosperous. And what will happen?
And then thou shall have good success.
Good success. So that's bad success. You succeeded in snatching somebody's car. That's bad success. Yeah. Maybe you felt you killed or something. That's bad success.
Yeah, you took away your enemy.
Yes, that's bad success. Whatever it is, that's bad success. So there is good success and there is bad success. So what I want to give us is guidelines for good success. Number one, acknowledge your need for God. You know, people tell you, oh, there's too much God. We remove God here. Well, it's only a fool that says there is no God. Whether you want to believe it or not. You have to acknowledge the need for God. There is a perfect master that is pulling strings, all right, in our lives. Life is not a coincidence. This is why people don't even know what they're doing in life. Whatever it is, acknowledge the need of God in your life. Just know that for your good. We're going to look at the book of Proverbs. Acknowledge the need for God. Proverbs chapter 3. Acknowledge, yes. Take attention about the need for God. If you're going to succeed as a family, as an institution, as an industry, company, acknowledge the need. Anybody that tells you that things are just coincident, I mean, you just stumbled into it and it happens, that's a lie. Somebody would have prayed for you somewhere. Somebody would have done something behind the scene for you without even knowing it. What is the book of Proverbs saying?
Should I still go with King James?
Yes, you're fine. Or Good News. Any of them can serve.
King James.
Okay.
3 what?
3 from verse 5.
From 5. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not unto thy own understanding.
Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not in your own understanding. You know, there are sometimes you feel I can do it. I know what I'm doing. All right? The expectations of the righteous, I hope you will not be cut off. Verse 7, it says,
Be not wise.
Be not wise.
In thy own eyes.
In thy own eyes.
Fear the Lord.
Fear the Lord.
And depart from evil.
Be not wise. I know what I'm doing. Haughty spirit and pride comes before a great fall. If you're going to succeed, acknowledge the need for God. Look at verse 8, okay?
It shall be health to thy navel.
You see, we're talking about health and healthy life. It shall be health to thy navel. It shall be health.
And marrow to thy bones.
It shall be marrow to thy bones. Do this. It's going to give you healthy life. All right? That's what it's talking. So the first one is acknowledge the need of God in your life. Life is not a coincidence. You didn't just come here. There's a perfect master pulling string. The Lord will perfect everything that concerns you. You have to believe that. Psalm 138 verse 8. All right, so you have to acknowledge the need of God. These things don't just work by coincidence. You want your children to succeed. Job prayed for his own kids every morning. He said, I don't know what they're going to do in the day, whether they're going to offend God. Those who take it for granted, they pay dearly for it. Okay, there are cases that things happen. both in form of accidents and all whatnot. And people say these things just happen, they name it careless.
Okay.
The weapons of our warfare are not carnal. They are mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. All right? Acknowledge your need for God. Very important. Look at that 138 verse 8. What is it saying?
Psalm what? 138?
Yes, verse 8.
Okay. Verse 8 says, you will do everything you have promised. Lord, your love is eternal. Complete the work that you have begun.
He will perfect everything that concerns you. The Lord will perfect it. Everything.
This is the good news version.
Yes, that concerns you. Your mercy and loving kindness. That's what they talk about. Number 2, because of time. Number 1, I say acknowledge, because I'm looking at how to achieve success. All right? Good success. Number 1, I said acknowledge the need for God. All right? Acknowledge the need for God. It's not just a coincidence. God has, when you obey God, He has a way. I think one other scripture before we skip that. 128 of that Psalm you are. 128, verse 1 to 4 of the book of Psalm. 128.
Psalm
right?
128?
Yes, verse 1 to 4.
1 to 4. Happy are those that obey the Lord,
Happy are those that obey the Lord,
who live by His commands.
who live by His command. They don't just do anything they like. Right?
Your work will provide for your needs.
Your work will not depend on minimum wage. It will provide for your needs. That's what He's talking about.
You will be happy and prosperous.
You will be happy. When they say happenstance, you'll be happy. And what?
And prosperous.
And prosperous. Okay?
Your wife will be like a fruitful vine
Your
in your
wife
home.
will be like a fruitful vine. These are the things that follows when you acknowledge God. Right?
And obey His
And
commands.
obey His commandments. Yes.
And your children will
And
be
your
like
children will-
young olive trees
They will
around
be
your
like
table.
a young olive tree.
Around the
These
table.
are the kind of things that follow those that acknowledge God. Look at Psalm 37 verse 25. Maybe let's just get some of these points. Psalm 37 verse 25.
Psalm
Acknowledging
37.
God that, look, I want this success, but I know it comes from you. Don't follow those who talk foolishly that there is no God. And somebody will tell you, how about this? How about that? You have not looked. Have you looked at the end and how it comes? Yes.
137.
No, Psalm 37.
Oh, Psalm 37. Okay, I thought you said 137. Psalm 37, verse
25.
25. I am old now. I have lived a long time. But I have never seen good people abandoned by the Lord.
Say it again.
I am old now. I have lived a long time. But I have never seen good people abandoned by the Lord.
Good people are not abandoned by the Lord.
Or their children begging for food.
I have never seen their children beg for food. I've never seen their children beg for food. These are the things that you need to put into consideration when we said, why should I, for whatever reason, go after God? I want to bring a point where people said, how about all these guys that are making it in life?
Exactly.
Are they serving God?
The ones that are not serving God and are still making it in life.
Okay.
Because there are that group of people.
Psalm 73, let's address them.
Psalm 73.
Yes, let's address them. Let's address them. Psalm 73.
Still with good news.
Whether good news or King James Version.
Okay. 73.
Very fast because we need a lot of reading.
73 what?
From verse 1, you can. Just
Okay.
move on.
73. God is indeed good to Israel.
Yes, God is indeed to Israel.
To those who have pure hearts.
To those who have pure heart.
But I had nearly lost confidence.
To an extent, the psalmist said, I don't understand this thing again. What is it talking about?
My faith was almost gone.
I nearly stopped going to church. Why?
Because I was jealous of
Because I was jealous of those who don't even do this God thing.
of the proud when I saw that things go well for the wicked.
The things go well for them. They kill, and I know they do fraudulent things. But it's like they're prospering.
They do not suffer pain.
They don't suffer pain. They can, with a clip of an hair and the phone, they get out of jails and whatever.
They're strong and healthy.
They're strong and healthy. They eat whatever they want. They declare, as they call it, wherever they go. Yes.
They do not suffer as other people
They
do.
don't suffer like other people.
And do not have troubles that others have.
They don't have troubles because they have the money to find a way out.
They wear pride like a necklace.
They will tell you, look, I can deal with you, buy that house you live and send you out in 24 hours.
Violence like a robe.
They talk violently.
Their hearts pour out evil.
Their heart pour out evil.
And their minds are busy with wicked
And
schemes.
their minds are busy with wicked schemes.
They laugh at other people.
They laugh at other people.
Speak of evil things.
They speak of evil things.
They are proud and make plans to oppress
They
others.
are proud and make plans to oppress other people.
They speak evil of
They-
God in heaven.
You and your church, what are you getting? Just tell me, since you started going to this your church, you go have I seen any change? You are still looking wretched, ugly, and just go away from here. You and your, that's how they speak.
And give arrogant orders to
And they
everyone
give
on earth.
arrogant orders to everyone on earth.
So that even God's people turn to them.
Even God's people come to them and say, I beg, find me
Cut me soap.
Yes, cut me soap. It's in the Bible. People don't read. Yes.
And eagerly believe whatever they say.
They eagerly believe. They come there, they say, look, I don't have time for that, you're preaching. What do people want? Can I roof your church? Money is talking. You know, when money talks, nobody checks grammar. Money is talking.
They say, God will not know.
They say God will not know.
The Most High will not find
Who
out.
told you? Where is God? Does God exist?
That is what the wicked are like.
This is what the wicked are like.
They have plenty
They have plenty.
and are always getting more.
And always
Getting more.
billions upon billions. Yes.
Is it for nothing then that I have kept myself pure?
You see, the psalmist now said, this church thing, fasting today, believing God, trusting
Evangelism
Him,
tomorrow.
evangelism tomorrow. The thing is getting me confused though.
Is it for nothing then that I have kept myself pure and have not committed sin? Oh God, you have made me suffer all day long.
He start complaining. Then what happened?
Every morning you have punished me. If I had said such things, I will not be acting as one of your people. I tried to think this problem through.
He was trying to enumerate and think and go through these problems of mind and thoughts until what happened?
Says, but it was difficult for me.
It was difficult for me
Until I went into your temple.
until I went into the inner sanctuary and prayed. That's the problem of Christians. They're always out there competing. Then what happened?
Said, then I understood what will happen to the wicked.
Until I saw their end. I saw how all these billions ends. The other day I was studying about billionaires who commit suicide. And I'm asking, billionaires committing suicide. I'm not saying all. Some of them who don't fear God. He said, until I went into the sanctuary and did what?
And then I understood what will happen to the wicked. You will put them in slippery places and make them fall to destruction. They are instantly destroyed. They go down to a horrible end. They are like a dream that goes away in the morning. When you rouse yourself, oh Lord, they disappear.
Until I went into the sanctuary and saw how they end miserably. Then I looked up and wept. That's why, some people say, listen, you're touching now, acknowledge God. How about this one? They say even this one did funny things today. This one did fraud. Until you go in, you need to go in yourself and see their end. You know that those life of get today, get rich tomorrow, get quick, whatever. So those of you, look at Malachi chapter 3. Let me use it to conclude that number one, because we could spend the whole of the day there.
Your number one.
Malachi chapter 3.
Malachi 3.
From verse 14. Malachi 3:14.
Okay. 3:14 says, you have said it.
You have said it.
It's useless to serve God.
Say it again.
You have said it. It's useless to serve
I'd
God.
rather stop going to church. It's useless. Forget about it. It doesn't work. That's what some people say.
Yes.
Leave that in a bag. You pull and church. What has who church help?
What's the use of doing what he says?
Because I say people don't even read Bibles. That's the thing again. And the pastors themselves are busy not even studying. Yes.
What's the use of doing what he says?
What is the use of saying, oh God, he said this one, God. I better go and sit down, you pull on this God thing.
Or trying to show the Lord Almighty that we are sorry for what we have done.
Since I've started asking forgiveness, what have changed in my life?
As we see it, proud people are the ones who are happy.
Proud people are the ones who are happy.
Evil people not only prosper, but they test God's patience with their evil deeds and get away with it.
And get away with it. It's in the Bible. The prophet is saying it. Yes. verse 16.
16.
Then. Remember the first time in Psalm said they went to the sanctuary.
Yeah.
Then.
Then the people who feared the Lord spoke to one another, and the Lord listened.
That we serve a God that listens. That's what people don't know. Because you've not find time. You are busy running from one prophet to the other. You have never find time to talk to him. They spoke to God and he listened.
And heard what they
said.
In his presence, there was written
down
in a book of record.
The book of record.
Of those who feared the Lord.
Of those who feared the Lord and respected him.
They will be my people.
Did you hear that?
Says the Lord Almighty.
They will be my people. They will be my people. Keep reading.
On the day when I act, they will be
on the day that I will do what?
Act.
I will act. Oh, watch out. I will throw my weight around eventually. I know people have been laughing. What kind of the day? Have you ever heard somebody say, the day I will act, the nation will hear me? God said, the day I will act, what will happen?
They will be my very own.
They will be my very own.
I will be merciful to them.
I will be merciful to them.
As parents are merciful to the children who serve them. 18. Once again, my people will see the difference.
Between what?
Between what happens to the righteous and to the wicked.
I hope I've passed the message.
To the person who serves me and the one who does not.
I hope I've passed the message to those who say, what is this serving God thing? Is this person doing? Because people don't study the word. Number 2, know that crises and difficulties are never forever. Number 1, I say acknowledge God in your life. Number 2, I say know that crises and difficulties are never forever. I know you're going through something now. You are going through the weakest end of your life. You are going through frustration, exasperation, despondency, maybe despair. Things are not working. But I remind you, in this journey of good success, crises and difficulties are never forever. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1. For everything there is a season and a time for every purpose upon the earth. So what advice am I giving? Plan beyond your crisis. Every problem has an expiring date. Your crises and difficulties are never forever. Every problem has an expiring date. In Daniel chapter 2 verse 21, it says, kings and set up kings. Plan beyond this crisis you are going through now. Begin to plan your Thanksgiving. Plan beyond this sickness. Testimony is coming out of this test. At the end of this tunnel, there's going to be light. Crises and difficulties are never forever. 1 Corinthians chapter 16 verse 9.
1 Corinthians 16.
Plan beyond the problem you are going through now.
1 Corinthians 16.
Verse 9.
Okay. 16:9 says, there is a real opportunity.
There is a real opportunity
for great and worthwhile work.
For a great and worthwhile work.
Even though there are many opponents.
Most times there are many adversaries. There are many hindrances. That's what I'm telling somebody here, that know that crises and difficulties in this journey of life are not forever. Sometimes you got to understand that every setback is a setup for a great coming back. Yeah. Plan beyond your crisis. Plan beyond this moment. You're not going to end in this moment. You're going through it. Every great man goes through a breaking point before a breaking through. That's the reason why God is passing you through whatever you're going. You're passing through it now. Quitters don't win. Winners don't quit. The strength of the tea bag is in the hot water. It is when it gets dark that you see the beauty of the star. The strength of the tea bag, like I said, is in the hot water. I know it's very hard to soar with eagles after walking with turkeys. But be strong if you are to make success. Refuse to get stuck in one point. God will surely take you beyond this present state you find yourself. The end is always better. That's the point I'm trying to make to somebody. God is having a great plan for you. The plan he has for you is not a plan of evil, but to give you an expected end. The Bible says, many are the afflictions of the righteous. The Lord delivers them from them all. All. You are coming out of this. A smile will come out of this. That's the point. So number 2, we said difficulties and crises are never forever. Number 3, desire, demand, and exercise personal discipline for the type of success you expect. I'll say it again. Desire, demand, exercise personal discipline for the
type of success.
A friend of mine opened the restaurant for for the wife. Before 10 o'clock, he has finished half of the wine. The woman was going to say. And not just finished it. He gets drunk and starts selling. But wherever he comes there, say, take the one you want and drop the money. Is that how the restaurant will work? Yeah, is that how you're going to turn it into a mall? When before 9 o'clock in the morning, you finish half of the wine and you're already drunk. Everybody that comes there, say, just take whatever you want.
Drop the money
there because he's heavily drunk. Desire, demand, and exercise personal discipline. You must have a red line. For the sake of this thing I'm doing, I can do this. All right? 2 Chronicles chapter 27 verse 6. 2 Chronicles chapter 27 verse 6. You must desire, demand, exercise. It's not just demand and desire. Personal discipline. 2 Chronicles this time.
What?
27 verse 6.
27.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 2 Chronicles 27 verse 6 says, Jotham grew powerful.
Jotham grew powerful.
Because he faithfully obeyed the Lord his God.
He prepared his way. He must be able to have certain preparations. Maybe by next week we'll start looking at emotional intelligence and the elements of emotional intelligence. One of it is you must have some, regulations for yourself. You must have some self-regulation. You must tell yourself, no, this one is a red line. I won't be part of this. There must be a check, personal check you give yourself.
Yeah.
And Jotham became mighty because
he faithfully obeyed the Lord his God.
He prepared himself.
The other other events of Jotham.
So that's what we'll take there. Okay. He prepared himself. Okay? In the days of Daniel, they made up their mind they're not going to be carried away by the dainty meat of the king. There's always something that follow great people. They are very disciplined people. Check out those when you talk about greatness. That's why I say every great man first go through a breaking point before a breaking through. There's always self-discipline. Self-discipline in their finances, self-discipline in their life, the way they eat, the way they behave, there are certain places you won't see them. There are certain things you can't see them doing. That's why I say get a life. You must be able to prioritize both your life, your activities, things you can't just be anywhere. You can't just be anywhere and doing everything and you believe you're going to. Check out the ones you call your mentors, who are your whatever. Check out. That's the most time they're very busy. We had a man telling you here a couple of days ago that since he started this organization, there's no particular day he has not been into a particular office. There's a particular day in his life he must pray. He must be awake to do. There's a system. You can't just come whatever you hit. He said that's what you are copying, a copycat. You do this, you do that. Demand, desire, personal discipline for yourself. This is what I'm going to do. As soon as it's 6, I'm home. 12 o'clock, that's even when you're going out. Where you're going, you don't know. That's not how you're going to achieve success. This is the kind of thing you're going to do. This is the kind of spending you're going to do. Not wastage. We talked about last week, godliness with contentment. That is a great gain. You must have personal discipline. Proverbs chapter 20 verse 17.
All right. Before I take Proverbs, let me just quickly remind you that, of course, there's a segment where you can call in and be part of the conversation going on here. The numbers you need to dial are 081 87 888 889. That's 081 87 888 889 and 091 6000 8890 091 6000 8890. You can send WhatsApp and SMS messages. SMS messages to 091 6000 8898. That's 091 6000 8898. Now I'm reading Proverbs
20 verse 17.
2017. Okay. Proverbs 2017 says, what you get by dishonesty, you may enjoy.
It might look sweet,
like the finest food. But sooner or later,
but afterward,
it will be like a mouthful of sand.
Your mouth will be full of concrete, as I will call it. A mouth will be full of gravel. All right, so you have to demand personal. Look at Proverbs 13 verse 15. Demand personal discipline. All right, discipline and exercise it. food gained by deceit might be sweet to a man. We just read. But after all, your mouth.
Proverbs 13:15.
Yes.
Intelligence wins respect.
Good understanding wins favor.
But those who can't be trusted
He said, but the way of a transgressor
are on the road to ruin.
is hard. The way of a transgressor is the way you're going about life. You're going to find it difficult if you don't change. That's what he's talking about. The way of a transgressor is hard.
Proverbs 13:15.
15. All right? The way of a transgressor is hard.
From King James, it
Yes.
says, good understanding giveth favor.
Good understanding will win you favor. It will give you favor.
But the way of transgressors,
The way of transgressors, when you transgress, is hard. Are you wondering why everything is like, I don't know.
if it's hard that you're a transgressor.
Yes, just everything about you is like stuck somewhere because you're a transgressor. You're overdoing it. Exercise and demand personal discipline. All right? Proverbs 15 verse 22. Get a mentor. A lot of people are coming in with that. We'll start considering that from today.
15:22.
Yes.
All the days of the afflicted are evil. But he that is of a merry heart, hath a
Proverb,
continual
yes.
peace. Yes, Proverbs 15. You said Proverbs 15?
22, yes.
22. Okay, 15:22. Without counsel,
Where there is no counsel,
purposes
Purposes.
are disappointed.
without advice,
But in the multitude of counselors,
get somebody that you will listen to.
they are established.
Get somebody that you listen to. Get somebody that will talk sense into you. A good mentor. I say, when you miss a mentor, you have a tormentor. Get a mentor that will talk into you. You need discipline for you to be able to solve. You need somebody that will tell you, says, are they clapping for you outside? You're a disappointment. You're not doing it well. Somebody that will tell you the home and hard truth. You need it. Proverbs 22 verse 29.
All right, let me remind you again. It's easier if you send the text message because it seems as if when I'm reading the Bible messages as a lay reader, some of you are calling at that time.
Maybe we'll take up some calls. That's fine.
Yes, so please send messages. It's easier for me. Once I stop, I can just read your messages. But I mean, if you can call now. I will pick it up now before I read the next message from the Bible. The number to dial is 081 87 888 889 or 091 6000 8890. I'll call that again, 081 87 888 889 and then 091 6000 8890. And for SMS and WhatsApp, it's 091 6000 8898. WhatsApp and SMS 091 6000 8898. So you said to read what? Proverbs
22 verse 29.
22:29 from the book of Proverbs. Seest thou a man diligent in his business?
You can as well read it in Good News. Have you seen a man that is diligent in whatever he's doing? He's disciplined.
Seest thou?
He won't tell you. He won't tell you 9 and he's doing 10. Like somebody told you, I'm always in the office. I'm always. He doesn't play about his business. He's not joking about it. Everything about what he's doing is thinking towards the progress of that organization. Have you seen a man that is diligent in his business?
So what's the verse I'm to read again?
Verse 29, 22 of Proverbs 29.
29. Show me someone
Show me someone
who does a good job,
who does a good job. Somebody that is diligent in his business.
and I will show you someone who is better than most.
He said he will sit. King James said he will
And
stand
worthy
before kings.
And
not
worthy of the
before men.
company of the king.
And not mere men.
Yeah.
Don't forget we said desire, demand, and exercise personal discipline. Seest thou a man that is diligent in his business? He will sit before kings and not before mere men. Yes.
Okay. I have a message here. This is, good morning, ma'am. Please, what is the name of the guest in the studio? I am truly blessed this morning. I would like to know if he is on social media too. Okay, yes. Maybe this is your first time of joining us on this program. Welcome. We're happy you joined church. But yes, we do this every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 a.m. to 10. So if you're just joining for the first time, great thing you have. And yes, he is on Facebook. You can go on Facebook. He is Austin Nnadi on Facebook. That is AUSTEN. NNADI on Facebook, and that is where you can follow him on, right? Thank you for joining us this morning. We appreciate. Good morning. Your teaching this morning is transforming. Hold on. Your teaching this morning is transforming. Please, I would be glad if you oblige me the Bible passage you read before Malachi chapter 3. Can we remember which one that was before Malachi 3? Can't remember which that was. Unfortunately, we can't remember. Okay, is there any other Bible one I have to read now? So maybe the person now will take this one. Any other Bible passage?
Okay, so we are going to the fourth one because of time.
Okay, the fourth one.
The fourth one says, learn new things every day. Remember, we are still looking at the processes of having good success.
Yes.
Learn, be innovative. Life is boring when you are revolving around just one step. Learn new things, all right? Learn new things. Be innovative, be creative. In this 21st century life, we find ourselves both educationally, academically, in every facet of life. Learn new things. Be innovative. Not all change is positive. Create your own work. When someone discuss his work, he doesn't need a job. Every problem in life is a business. When people say they are seeing problems, see business out of it. See something creative. All right? Have a spiritual appetite, a continuous desire for personal growth. Find a new thing every day. Learn to get something new. All right? How do you do that? Search, study. Paul told Timothy, study to make yourself approved. A workman that need not to be ashamed. People have stopped reading. I told you recently when they burnt down places, supermarkets and whatever, there were areas they didn't touch. And that's the book section. You're right.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, ma.
Yes, please, what's your name?
My name is Peter.
Peter, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from LMS.
From LMS. Okay, go ahead.
I want to appreciate the guests in the studio. They have really done a great work in my life this morning. God bless him. That caller who requested to know the Bible portion before Malachi chapter 3. It was Daniel chapter 2, but the verse I can't remember.
Thank you so much. We appreciate.
Hello.
Yes, you said Daniel chapter 2, right? So it will be Daniel chapter 2, 21 and 2. Thank you so much for that. Means there was somebody who was writing
and following.
Thank you so much from LMS.
We may as well invite you to join us this evening by 4 p.m.
By 4 p.m.
So that we got to meet you and be a blessing to you. So the point I was making there is learn new things every day. Learn new things every day. We talked about...
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yes.
Sister Eunice.
Pardon, your name is?
Eunice, Sister Eunice.
Sister Eunice, where are you calling from?
From Port Harcourt.
From Port Harcourt. Great to have you. Go ahead.
Okay. Really, indeed, though I joined the program just late, I don't know, I've not been following now. What is the time you to start?
We start every 10 a.m., every 9 a.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 a.m. to 10.
Okay. With the little one I just come and hear, in fact, I want to say it's indeed true salvation of our Lord Jesus Christ. You know, when I heard the word, I was just laughing, more transformed. So I don't know is it possible to get direct number to the pastor?
Okay, I'll tell you something better. You can see him this evening at 4 p.m. when you come to Save a Life Auditorium, 4 p.m. during the family circle meeting. You'll meet him up over there. So come, instead of having his direct number, you can actually see him. All right? So we will have to start wrapping up here. Let me quickly get some response from you, sir.
Okay, so while we invite you, it's very important you come. A lot of families are gaining values, and we are moving on. So what we try to do when you come to that, like those who are just joining for the first time, we try to recap, because we've gone far. There's quite a good number of things people are learning, and they're getting values. So you come and try and improve yourself. The essence of that place is to build value, is to build you, okay? And you need it. So many families are going through a lot. We are still going to go on with this because I still have a lot to
There's
think
a lot
about that.
more.
No, make room to fail, but don't be quick to judge them, blah, 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 and protect and conserve your thought life. If we begin to get details of these things, I mean, the essence of it is for you to be successful in life, to look back and really, and also know that behind every failure is a seed of success.
Yes.
All right. So what do you see every day in your life? Are you seeing failure or success? Are you looking at the next 10 years? Who are you? Gradually, we're going to go into vision, the mental picture of the future. We'll look at communication. We'll look at positioning. A lot to do here. So how you start is just by starting. That's why I tell people, start listening, start believing, start trusting God for rejuvenation. But most importantly, please join the family circle. People are getting value. I keep repeating that. And you
4
do it.
p.m.
4
on
p.m.
Thursdays.
on Thursdays.
Save a Life Auditorium.